Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Rodriguez. So last week we looked at drawing the human face. We looked at how to divide up the human face so that you could place all the features in the correct areas. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at how to take that drawing and apply some color to it. So there are two ways that you can do that. One, you can use a pencil to create value and add value shading to create the three-dimensional qualities of the nose standing out a little bit more than my lips and the cheeks and so on. But I also thought it would be fun, and I came across these tools because I really like using oil chalk pastels. These are the pastels that you have in class. But if you don't have any of these at home, there's something really cool that you can look in your maybe your sister's drawer, your mom's drawers, and it is the old makeup. So I thought, well, why not use makeup to apply color to the drawings that we're doing? So I have this little case that I bought at Job Lot for like $2. That's not bad. I have this one that I've had for a long time. I don't use it anymore, so you can kind of do that. I also have this little pink blush that I don't use anymore, so I'm going to use it in my artwork. And then the tools that you're going to be using are makeup brushes, or you can use regular painting brushes if you have that. If you don't have brushes, you can use Q-tips. And if you don't have Q-tips, the other thing that you can use is you can use paper towels or tissues. Tissues are really soft. You can use that. And if all else fails, you can use your old, here we go, my little finger to apply color. So here we go. So I have here all my tools. I'm just going to make an area so that I can kind of work in. And this is the drawing that I did last week. And what I did was I have an original drawing that we used. And this is my original drawing with all my little diagrammatic lines to help me draw. But then I transferred my drawing to a piece of paper, and I'm just getting used to this camera, so please bear with me. So like I said, if you don't have makeup or you don't want to use makeup, you can use your pencil. Remember, we've talked about using value, where you take the side of your pencil and you just go in there and you look for the light gray, and then you keep going and you add the darker gray, and so on and so forth. I am going to use makeup today because I think it's a fun little tool. And I'm going to start. So I'm just going to pretend that these are my paints. And I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to start with maybe a light pink, which I have here. I'm going to bring these closer so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe lifting it just a little so you can see my work area a little bit easier. Good. Okay, so I'm going to take the light pink. I'm going to go ahead and add it in. Sometimes you really have to go like in a circular motion to remove or begin to, soften that makeup area. And then I'm just going to begin to add it in. I could add the whole area first in a light pink. And then I'm going to go into a beige, because when we add skin tones, none of us are one-toned faces. We all have at least 3 different colors in our faces. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use the Q-tip, and I'm going to go into that medium light brownish beige underneath where shadow under the hat would be a little bit darker. I could even go into more of a brown under there if I wanted to, and that would even add more 3D. And I'm just going to, I like using my finger because I can spread it around a little bit more. I'm going to try using some of this pinkish makeup, and I'm going to go in there. And again, I'm just really figuring this out. So if it begins to smudge, I can always go on top with another color. And I think the Q-tip actually works much better than the brushes. So I'm going to continue to use the Q-tips, and I'm just looking for those darker areas where shadow would be. Under the nose, I'm going to add a little bit of a darker area. under the lips, I'm going to go a little bit darker. And then under the chin, I'm going to go with that darker brown because no light gets under there. So I really want to be able to go in a circular motion. And I want to do some blending while I'm at it. So I might add some lighter color, go in there and make sure that they are blending. So I'm going to camouflage, or where they meet, I want to blur those lines. And I'm just going to continue to work with my makeup. I really find that the Q-tip is working best. So if you have a brush, I would say get rid of the brush and find your Q-tip. It's going to work much, much better. Now, I don't really like the way that looks there, so I might just take my finger and I'm going to, there it is, just going to add it on top. So I'm going to do some color layering, and I like doing color layering because it begins to change things a little bit, change the color. Now, I'm going to continue to go in there. I'm going to try using this paper towel. Just going to go in there and see how it works. And I'm going to go in a circular motion. So I'm continuing to add color. Just go in a circular motion. Oh, it's really fun to use. It's just like using chalk pastels, believe it or not. It has that chalky feel to it. Just going to continue. Going to get a little darker brown to go on the side here. Now, if I don't like it, I can go in there. Now, the nice thing about makeup is it does really work as if I had chalk pastels. So now what I can do is I can actually take my eraser, and on the nose itself, I'm going to remove some of the makeup so I can have a highlight in there. Do that. On the forehead, I would have a little bit of a highlight. On the cheeks, I could remove some of that color I added. So it really is nice to go back over the makeup and remove some areas just for the highlights. And then what you can do is you can continue to add color. And now I'm going to do a mixed media portrait. So now I've got the makeup for the face, and I think I'm going to use colored pencils. Again, if you don't have colored pencils, you can go ahead and use markers, crayons, you decide. But I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to add some color with my colored pencil. Add some details. Remember that colored pencils are really awesome to use because you can control the intensity of your color. So if you use more pressure, you're going to get a more vibrant color. If you use less pressure, you're going to get a lighter color or a lighter tone of that color. So they're really cool to use. I only dislike them because they break so easily. But other than that, they're really awesome to use. Just continue to go ahead and add some color. And like I said, if you do not have colored pencils, or if you do not have markers or crayons, you can just use your pencil. So in those areas that I've got brown, a darker brown, you would really use more pressure with your pencil to get it in there. And then you could blend with your finger, or you could do some blending with that. Okay, again, if you make a mistake, you don't like something, you can go ahead and just remove it with your paper towel, and that's it.